the projects that I win are not the ones on the forecast list. What I want people to consider is to use this as a technique for marketing. First and foremost, how do you market yourself to the government? A lot of people talk about bidding, but what we want to do is put ourselves in the best possible position to be able to win negotiated contracts. Why? Because when you bid, then you end up in a whole pool of a bunch of people that may not understand the requirements, may not know how to do the requirements. They may not fully be qualified or capable, but when you start to negotiate projects with the government, now you are the expert and they're turning to you and trusting you to give your professional opinion about how are you going to solve their problem. So what we want to do is we want to put everyone in the best possible position to start winning negotiated work. And in order to do that, you have to market yourself. So that is the purpose of today, is we're going to talk about marketing ourselves to the government. And then beyond that, I want to expand the ideas and the concepts, because some of the techniques that we teach, those ones, there are actually, people are misconstruing the ideas and the concepts. So I want to clear up some misconceptions, some nomers from the things that I've taught in the past. How many people are familiar with agency forecasts out there, right? You've probably heard me talk about it in the past somewhere on websites. Take a look at the agency forecast, right? And what the agency forecast is, when you are a small business, one of the ways in which you want to reach the government is by talking to small business specialists. And they have come in different forms. Sometimes they're called OSTBUs. Sometimes they're called SBLOs. Sometimes they're called small business liaison officers. And so no matter what they call them, when you're talking to the small business persons, their job, first and foremost, is to introduce you to the agency, to help you facilitate introducing to contracting officers and contracting people that have the power and ability to negotiate directly with you. The small business professionals, we're going to call them, that groups all of them together, they in fact do not give contracts. So small business specialists don't give out contracts. They actually, in fact, don't owe you anything. So we need to change from the frame of reference like someone owes us something. They don't owe you anything. What their job is to do is to help facilitate government and small businesses. And one of the ways in which a strategy that we teach here on our platform is to use the small business professional in order to help introduce your company to that agency, right? Now, we're assuming that everyone out here already built their target market list. Now you've got these offices and where they're spending this money for the services that you want to sell. And now you're saying to yourself, okay, I want to start talking to people about contracts. The first person, because we follow chain of command, is the small business specialist. It's not the contracting officer. And also, just to be clear, it's not even the person on the forecast list. Now, let's go into the forecast list and we'll talk about forecast lists. But I want to kind of give you an overview at first. The way that I use a forecast list, and again, everyone out there, remember this, it's your business. So it's your business and you decide how you want to best run your business. Only thing I could do is tell you tried and true techniques that have worked for me and that have worked for people in GovCon Giants and GovCon EDU. So again, all this information I'm giving you are things that I continue to use and that I do, but at the same time, you can do whatever you like, right? Good, bad, or indifferent. But I'm just sharing with you ideas and concepts that are tried and true that continue to work for a lot of the people that are on this call and a lot of people that you've seen on our channel before that come on and share their success stories. So let's go into the forecast list. The forecast list. Most agencies have a forecast list which list out by the way, I'm at acquisition.gov. Most agencies have a forecast list that list out their projects that are coming out in the future. And you can go through and click, and I've clicked some here. I brought some up on the page. And so like this one here, this is the U.S. Army. We'll go through it. So I found this on acquisition.gov. There's an acquisition forecast list of contract opportunities. And you'll see here, they have on there the commodity, the NAICS codes, description opportunity, the estimated value, procurement type, point of contact as well. And so like here on this particular example, the point of contact is Ronald Palmer. It's all the same person. So, and then here, okay, you got Regina Davy. Now, why am I saying this? When we look at this particular list here, all right, so when we go on this list and we're talking about this list, part of the strategy that we teach is that in preparation for talking to a small business person, talking to contracting people, we want to have this forecasting list available. We want to have it at our disposal. And we want to talk about specific opportunities that we're interested in. Now, when we are doing that, I think that the a lot of what people have presumed notions is that I'm talking to them about this particular opportunity. Let's say the $7 million regenerative medicine project. I'm going to talk to them because I want them to give me that particular project. And what I'm saying to everyone out there today is, while that is a requirement that maybe you can do and you have the ability to do it, when the purpose of using forecast lists to talk to small business professionals is not to get that project. It's to use that project as an example of the type of work that you're capable and you're qualified of doing, maybe that you've got past performance and experience of performing. So the purpose of this exercise is to identify projects within that organization that you have the ability to do, to execute, to perform. You've got some past performance in that particular area. And so now what you're saying to them is, hey, contracting office, hey, small business professional, my organization, we've done 3 or 4 of these projects, similar size, scope, and nature. These are examples of where we've done it. These are the things that we found were some of the problems and the trouble areas that come up in doing these types of projects. Eric, what are you saying? I'm confused. What I'm saying is that what I want people to consider is to use this as a technique for marketing. Do not be pigeonholed into the idea that you're going after this particular $7 million project. As I was explaining to a student today, we actually, oftentimes the projects that I win, that I've been awarded, those particular projects are not the ones that are on the forecast list. So even though I use the project to set up a capabilities briefing, to talk about my company, to talk about to the organization about what we can do, how we can help them, even though I use those projects to do that, to set it all up and put that together, I'm not expecting them to give me that particular project. What I do is, this is an opportunity for me to get in front of that office and demonstrate my capabilities. Now, when you have talked to the small business specialist and you explain to the small business specialist, right, that I do this, so I can do this particular project. That's first thing. So now you've explained to the small business specialist. The small business specialist goes in, and now sometimes they have meetings with the contracting officers. They say, hey, we have this new small business company out here that does X, Y, Z. It doesn't mean they have to choose you. Doesn't mean they have to work with you. They're just saying, we got this new small business that does X, Y, Z. Okay. All right. That's cool. They like that project that you've got out there, the $7 million project. They're very interested in that project. It'd be great if you talk to them. Maybe we don't know what's going on in the back end. Right. So all we know is we grabbed our forecast list. We set up a meeting with the OSTABU. We had a capabilities briefing. We explained to them our company. We gave them example projects that they put out regularly that we're interested in, that we have the capabilities of doing. So now that person knows us. Okay, good. So now we went ahead and we presented to the OSTABU. All right, cool. So now we took the forecast list, presented to OSTABU.